We have a problem when it comes to camping in Colorado. And the fact is, it's just so damn hard to find a place to go. Welcome to Aspen. Now don't worry, this channel isn't turning into some camping vlogging channel or anything like that, but the reality is, if you live in Denver, if Clover Dog likes coffee, so if you leave it unattended, prepare to have half your coffee gone. But as I was saying, the reality is when you live in Denver, you know, the things that you do on the weekends are likely the things that we do on the weekends, from camping and hiking and just exploring, you know, everything there is around Colorado, because it is such a big, beautiful state. Come join us. I want to show you around this beautiful place that we discovered with very little notice, actually just about 1 week, and it's currently Labor Day, one of the busiest camping weekends of the year. And you know, we honestly wouldn't have found this place had we been those typical planners who plan out everything 6 months in advance. And of course, I'm going to show you how we do it. I don't know what these are, but they look like picnic tables for squirrels. Those are quite possibly the best bathrooms I've ever been to in any campground ever. And you're a good planner, right? 2 months in advance, you got friends coming in from out of town, or you just want to plan a getaway weekend, and you go to look up on recreation.gov and you find out that there's literally 0 places that are even worth going to. So what gives? I mean, really what happens is the system is set up so that way you can make reservations in 6 months in advance, and they're just people who plan out 6 months to a year vacations, and that's just not us. And they'll go in, they'll reserve a bunch of different campsites, you know, multiple weekends throughout the course of several months, and it leaves the rest of us with very little options. By the way, pre-made quiches are our new best friend camping. But fear not, because we have mastered the art of finding incredible places to go and enjoy at the last minute. What? I think we have mastered it. So we ended up at this campground called Little Maud. Now, it's kind of outside of Aspen, but not really. We're kind of on the other side of the mountains from the Aspen area, and there's a grouping of about 4 campsites here right along Rudy Reservoir. This is where our campsite is actually from the drone. I promise you my footage will get better, but this shows you how close we are to Rudy Reservoir.
We're at this campground today, and it's just like so great.
This is what I have to deal with.
Because we have to deal with you.
So driving through the campground, this is what all 4 of these campgrounds look like. You know, they're not deep into the woods. They're lightly treed, but not big trees. You got bare boxes everywhere, which is nice. A little bit of space in between you and your neighbors. And you're right up against Rudy Reservoir. Let's go check out the nearest town, Basalt. So we came into Basalt, and it looks like they're having a little festival going on. Turns out it's a farmer's market.
Whoa, there's chandeliers.
This town is kind of nestled, and you can't see it much because of the tents and canopies behind me from the farmer's market, but it's just in this valley, but it's off the beaten path. So this isn't a place that you're gonna go to, like, unless you know it's here. It's kind of a destination for you. So now, a total side note, Palisade peaches in Colorado are probably the best thing on this planet, but man, you almost got to eat them over a sink. So if you come out to Colorado, stop at those roadside stands for Palisade peaches. Totally worth it. because the world doesn't have enough acupuncture and bike fit stores. So what we found over the years is that we tend to love the campsites where there's water nearby, right? So we got Rudy Reservoir right behind us, and most often you can be here without, feeling like you're missing out. You don't have to go anywhere to enjoy your camping, right? Usually there's hiking trails around the reservoirs or lakes, and then of course paddleboarding. So come on and join us. We're gonna go check out the lake. Let's do it. We're just coming as the clouds are coming in, so. So we failed there. Within about 5 minutes, we had like 30-mile-an-hour gusts, blowing paddleboards all over the place. It was kind of chaos, but it's Colorado. Storms come in quick. But you have to be ready for it, folks, because it's going to come in. When we went down there, it was about, 2:30 in the afternoon, and that's normally when storms start to roll through these mountain towns. But we're surrounded by mountains, so by the time you see it coming, it's literally only 5-10 minutes away at most. And 10 minutes later, just like that, weather's cleared up, back sunny, nice again. But we kind of don't want to go through the hassle of pulling the paddleboards out, getting the dogs loaded up, hitting everything squared away to go back down to the water. So we'll hang out, probably go for a hike in a little bit. But here's the deal. What we do to find these kind of magical hidden places, and truth be told, we don't know they're magical or awesome until we, show up. So the way it's set up with reservations is if you cancel, and they actually just changed it this year. So you used to be able to just make as many reservations as you wanted. And I think if you canceled within 2 weeks of that date, you could cancel with no penalty, meaning you didn't have to pay a thing for it. So you could literally go in and book up every weekend at multiple different camp spots, and then you pay for them up front, but as the time got closer, you could just cancel the weekends you weren't going to go. So that left a lot of people without being able to make reservations, right? So actually this year, it looks like they switched it. So you can make a reservation, but if you cancel it, I believe it's like a 10 or 20% penalty. And if you cancel it later than, I think it's 5 days before the trip happens, then it's like a 50% penalty. So what we'll do actually is about 2 to 3 weeks before we know we're going to go on this trip. Now it takes some work, and it's pretty much all on recreation.gov. Look at everything, not first come, first serve, not partially available on their kind of search filters. And we just hit the refresh button. It'll literally be up. It'll be a tab open for weeks before our camping trip. And I'll check it periodically, every handful of hours, a couple of times a day or something. And almost always, we have something that pops up. It really has opened us up to places we normally wouldn't ever go, right? If everything was always available, we'd kind of probably stay within a 2-hour window, of our house, and probably not go outside of that bubble very much. We might pick similar campgrounds every single year, but there's not many campgrounds we stay in more than once. And it really takes us to incredible places like this. And that's exactly how we do it. Now, there are other sites out there. Another really cool one is Hip Camp. They might not have facilities there. They probably don't have a bathroom or anything like that you can use. But a lot of those places are really incredible too. But we've just had the most luck with recreation.gov, checking it all the time within a few weeks up to there, and then being open, to driving further than 2 hours out, being, open to exploring different places that we've never been to before. So here's some other things to know about this kind of series of campgrounds over here. Is, it's, if you're coming from Denver, it says it's about a 3.5 hour drive. I would give yourself a solid 4 hours to make it in, okay? This road that goes from Basalt over to Rudy Reservoir is long, 19, 20 miles, something like that. And I would highly suggest doing it during the daytime. Okay? That road, you know, 20 miles an hour the whole way. So that road took us darn near an hour just to get from Basalt to here. We haven't driven it before. You're right along this river the whole time. And some other nice things to note, you know, they do have running potable water here for the dogs, you know, for washing dishes and stuff. That was really super nice. And all 4 of these campgrounds around here have potable water. They actually have running water in the bathrooms too, so you can actually wash your hands, which I can't say I've been to many campgrounds that have that. Cell phone service, not a thing. Not going to have it after about 5 minutes from Basalt going east here towards the campground, towards the reservoir. There was no cell phone reception, so don't plan on it. We even brought our cell phone booster, and nothing, not one bar, nothing coming through. And as far as the campgrounds go, you know, we're staying in a campground where the spots are actually a little bit away from each other. We have a little bit of separation in between our neighbors, but from going to the other campgrounds and looking around, you know, you do feel kind of on top of each other, more of that, you know, RV type of feeling, especially the campground over at the marina. They're parked, I mean, you know, feet from each other like a lot of RV parks are. It really does have, you know, the best of a lot of worlds here and what most people are looking for camping. So if you're willing to take, you know, the 4-hour haul from Denver, I would highly recommend this area. But man, I would say it's a 3-day event, right? Leave on Friday, come back on Monday, or leave on Thursday, come back on Sunday. You know, once we get over that 1.5 to 2 hour limit, you know we need to spend 3 days there to make it, you know, worth our while. One of my other favorite things to do while camping is untangle the dogs. See that mess? Yeah, that's like every 30 minutes. And with that, it's time to start breaking down and, you know, thinking about heading back into Denver and waiting for what that traffic's going to bring. I wonder if it's going to be a 4-hour ride or if it's going to be a 6-hour ride, to be honest with you, because you roll the dice, it could go either direction. Working on about 5-hour mark or so. We're actually taking Levelland Pass around the tunnel. It says it's about 20 minutes quicker. Should be a pretty drive, but we'll see. Woo, and we're back. That was actually really fun, and thanks for coming along with me. But on a serious note, if you're not living in Denver and you're thinking about moving here, you really should watch this video on the top 15 things that most people actually can't stand about living in Denver. And then if you are here and you're looking for more great places to go camping, one of my personal favorites up in Leadville here, but we need to share with you kind of the #1 mistake that I see people make when camping in Colorado.